let's start with a simple question. What comes to your mind when I say Chinese villages?
Lack of infrastructure.
Peace and quiet. Low income.
Beautiful.
How about this? Yeah, there are Chinese villages nowadays, and they look pretty modern and neat, right? Well, these pictures give us a small glimpse of how Chinese villages look like today. And I mean, of course, not all of them are looking as good as in these photos. The Chinese government have been trying its best to revitalize villages in an all-around way. Here are some facts. China is a large agricultural country with a rural population of around 550 million situated across 533,000 villages as of 2019. That's about 1.7 times the whole population of the America. You see, over the past decade, China spared no effort in fighting extreme poverty and has successfully lifted nearly 100 million people out of poverty, mostly in these rural areas. What is the country's next move to safeguard these gains? Well, this year's government report points out that it plans to implement the rural revitalization strategy across the board and promote steady development of agriculture and growth in rural incomes. And one of the buzzwords in this year's two sessions is digitalization. So how can big data, 5G network, and artificial intelligence help with China's rural revitalization? For this, I turn to Chen Xiaohong.
有一个风控制任务的完成，那么我们很有必要来关注相关的建设。作为数字中国的一个重要的组成部分，比方说我们怎么来实现这些设计，做一个这方面的一个规划，加强农村的数字化的基础设施的建设，是有一个新实践同时呢，我看现在咱们进行我们很多已经通过网络的线上的平台来做直播、做电子商务还有做物流，所以我觉得实际上对相关认识，我觉得把这些数字化的资源、数字的手段、数字的设施建设跟上的话，我觉得未来是有意义的。
我自己也对那个中国推进那个乡村转型还是看好的。过去这个几年，我去那个中国参观那个扶贫的这个项目的时候，就看到那个好像那个旅游的扶贫，那个电子商务的扶贫，就是在那个中国农村地区起来了明显的效果。很多那个家庭都那个依靠那个这个旅游的增加这个收入的。看到那个家乡旅游这个产品那个发展，不少那个年轻人也回家来那个做这种的生意，又带来了那个新的点子。
Indeed, lives of people living in rural areas have been greatly improved. For instance, the Great Power Network offers a power accessibility rate of 100% for all rural villages. And for the photovoltaic and 4G accessibility, the ratio is above 98%. Well, that means that if you live in rural China, you can have stable access to internet and electricity. But some may ask, how can rural China balance its development and environment? For this, I turn to an NPC deputy Wang Honghai for his take on this.
生态也会带来乡村振兴的好发展，把它的生态价值呢转变它的经济价值。
While it is fantastic to hear all these promising stories about rural villages, it is better to see this progress for ourselves. So let's turn to a village in southwest China's Guizhou province.
我记得就是在98年的时候就是开始大量发展的，都是将那些荒地嘛，就开始种植茶叶。现在不光是降好了我们的金山银山，还保住了我们的雨水青山。我们全村森林覆盖率的话达82.7%，但是保持了我们的生态以后了，特别是那个气候，那个气温，它调节了整体的气温，所以我们老百姓呢有很多将那个闲置的住房拿来搞成了那个乡村民宿现在我们已经达到了天然、地净、水清、山绿的美丽乡村。
According to the National Bureau of Statistics, in 2020, the per capita disposable income of rural residents in poverty-stricken areas stood at 12,588 yuan, or about $1,900, an annual increase of 11.6% since the 18th CPC National Congress in 2012. Well, with the rural economy right on track, maybe it's time to talk about the culture. And the truth is, there are already a slew of unique and attracting cultures in rural China. Say, if you search rural Chinese villages online, there you go.
文化振兴是乡村振兴的重要性。广大乡村拥有非常丰富的民族工艺传统和非物质文化遗产，我们要使这些遗产得以活化，助力乡村文化产业的振兴，也留住乡愁。
Without modernizing agriculture in rural areas, we will not be able to achieve modernization of the country as a whole. 2021 marks the start of China's next 5-year plan. Let's hold our breath for the future development of Chinese villages and paint a modernized dwelling in the Fuchuan Mountains together.